Da, 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 da. Okay, wonderful people who may be watching this video right now. It's 4:59. I'm going to. I just turned the camera on, but let me go ahead. As you can hear, there's lots of interesting music across the street. So let me go ahead and close these blinds. You know, it's funny. I am really not a fan of the mariachi, the Mexican, that style. What's that called? There's a word for that. I can't think of what it is right now, but I'm really not a fan. I'm so sorry. Where I'm from, we have a style of music like that called Zydeco. It's called Zydeco, and I'm not feeling Zydeco either. Hold up. Okay. I'm not feeling Zydeco either. I bought a microphone. You can't see it, but it's below me right now. But I bought this microphone in the hopes that my audio quality will be better. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, so that's what I look like on this camera. Hey, you know what? I got time to test some of these things out before people show up. Okay, so people watching this, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna start class in 1 second. 1 second. Let me just take care of a few things first. Just a couple. Do I want this camera or the other camera? Let me see. I have promised myself I would take a moment and address some of this. I'm in class full part-time in addition to teaching. And so I have just had it with being in Zoom. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you're sick to death of Zoom also, if you're a student or if Zoom is a part of your life. If Zoom is a requirement to keep your job at this point. So to stay in shape, what I've been doing is I've been lifting weights underneath the desk. I have, they're over here, well, they're over there now, but I have all these weights down here and exercise equipment. And you can't see any of it. I got a Stairmaster right here, you know, a little one of these step climber things. You can't see it because of the graphic, but I got all this stuff down here to stay in shape. And I don't want my teachers seeing me using it. I don't want my teachers seeing me using the weights. So I've been keeping my camera really low. So that way they can't see what I'm doing. They just want to see my face anyway. So it's funny too, because as a teacher, I don't require any of my students to look at my face ever. Frankly, I think asking students to keep their camera on for the whole class time. I mean, I get that's accountability, and I know that's important, but I also think it's extremely intrusive. So for that reason, I don't ask any of my students to do that in my own classes. And because so much of my classes are about getting in touch with your feelings. I mean, who wants to sit up here in front of a camera and have a camera looking at you like this, and then you break down and cry, right? So it kind of gets in the way of the feelings thing. So I don't mind doing it because I'm the teacher of the class. You know, I'm willing to put myself out there, but I would never make anyone else do that as a requirement. It just seems, what did I say? Obtrusive. It seems a little too much for me. Intrusive, invasive. It feels that way to me. And so yeah. At some point, because, you know, pedagogy and how to be a teacher and my philosophy of teaching, and which led to this whole social emotional approach, is a big part of my life. So I think in the future, I'm going to be writing a book. A book's coming soon about all these things. I need to write a book. That's what I feel. Anywho, people watching this, why don't we go ahead and get started? So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Advanced Emotions for Dummies series by your host, Dr. Donny. Let me give a brief bit about myself. I am a sociology professor at CSU East Bay in Hayward, and I am currently going up for tenure right now. My research looks at issues of youth inequality, or what's called adultism, disrespect of youth. And that has led me into a focus on social emotional learning, where I am focusing on the role of emotions, getting in touch with your feelings, doing the hard work of connecting to your inner life. And as a result of that, I have put together a workbook called The Book of You. And that workbook is what we will be looking at whenever you take any one of my Emotions for Dummies courses. I offer 3 Emotions for Dummies courses, a regular Emotions for Dummies course where we go through a bunch of things. And then that one, some people said was a little too difficult. Well, I offer that one, and then I offered an advanced course in case anyone wanted to go further. I had some extra exercises. And then people said it was too difficult, so I decided to make a beginner's course that was just a little bit simpler, still super effective, still super informative, but something just a little easier to take on in case this is your first time delving into feelings. The courses are offered every month. Each one's a month long. So this is the end of the advanced series, which means the beginner series will start in April. So April will be the beginner series, and then May will be the regular series, and then June will be the advanced series. Okay. In each class, just in case you've never seen any other video before, and I was told by a YouTube person, this person I've been checking out on YouTube, and she's really savvy about how to make these videos and things. So I've been told I need some important blurbs to say at the beginning of these videos and stuff. So in case you've never taken a class with me before, the way this generally works is it's important for you to be really relaxed. It's important for you to be really relaxed. You are getting in touch with your feelings in all these classes. And, you're going to get a lot of information, but, I'm going to hand you a workbook as soon as I get through talking. I'm going to hand you a workbook. And so, you're more than welcome to always read along as we do the exercise, or you are more than welcome to lay down, get comfortable, make some soup, grab a stuffed animal. Well, hey, look, I have stuffed animals here. Yeah, I keep this little one. He's here. He's here to help me through the hard times. Okay, that's his job. He's Mr. Squishy. You can't. Unfortunately, my camera, the cat in the background. My cat is not always here to help me through the hard times. I should tell you that. He has his moments, sometimes, but many other times he is on his own doing his own thing. Okay, or he shows up when he feels like showing up. Okay, so that's the cat for you. So Mr. Squishy here, Mr. Squishy is here for me throughout the hard times. Whenever I have a hard time feeling through something, whenever there is something that I'm struggling with emotionally, whenever I do these classes and I go through these exercises and I'm willing to unearth something that really hurts, I have stuffed animals, massage toys, techniques, just anything on hand I can come up with to help make myself feel better, okay? So I encourage you to do the same thing. Whatever you need to make yourself feel better as we go through our exercises, please do it. Self-care is most critical for getting in touch with your feelings. Okay. I just want to say welcome. The other thing I always do when class starts is I always ask everybody, how are you feeling? This is the class all about feelings. So feel free at any time to speak or type and tell me how you are feeling today. Okay, at any time. Okay, and you are welcome to not respond with anything as well. It's your feelings. My job is to honor your feelings, okay? Trying to create a really safe, comfortable place for us to get in touch with that stuff, okay? So today's class, like I said, this is the advanced series, and this is the last of the advanced series. Ooh, feeling good, only listening tonight. Wonderful. I'm glad you're feeling good. I don't know about where you are, but it was a really nice, sunny, wonderful day today. And a friend called me up and invited me to go to Monterey and, just check out the beach and shop and buy candy. And I had a really great day too. So I'm really glad you're feeling good. Yeah, I'm glad I can share in that also today. So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah. So get comfortable is the point I'm really making here. And in this class today, since it's the final class of the series, we're We're going to do some pretty heavy stuff today, but I will be guiding us through the whole thing. And as always, it is your responsibility to take on what you can handle, and whatever you can't handle, do it some other time. You can always sign up for another class, another day, another week. There's always another time, okay? So just to be real loving to ourselves as we go through today's exercise. Okay, so let me hand everybody the link to the workbook. The workbook is titled The Book of You. I am currently in the process of finding a publisher, or debating if I should self-publish it, or, you know, I'm in the process of thinking all that out. But in the meantime, I'm much more concerned with doing the exercises and actually getting in touch with your feelings, because it's just not easy. So, okay, just pardon 1 second as the link appears here. Okay, so here is the link to the workbook. And like I said, at any time, let me share my screen. Let me share the screen. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Well, actually, oh, here it is. And so if you're, by all means, get comfortable. You are not required to look at this workbook right now. If you had a long day or your brain's just like, no, I need a sip of beer and lay down, you are more than welcome just to sip that beer and lay down and take in these words, okay? I'm just gonna say a brief thing about the Book of You. I put this together over the course of the last 3 years of my life as I was working through my own emotional struggles. I had some pretty rough stuff happen to me the last 3 years of my life. My family is no longer a presence in my life anymore. And some family childhood stuff got unearthed, and it was deep and it was heavy and it was hard to cry through. But I went through about 50 books about how to heal from trauma, various issues around counseling, various stuff about emotional processing, how the body works. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff, and my own 20-year history with mindfulness meditation. And I use that to put together this whole workbook, okay? Hey, this workbook helps at all. Feel free, by the way, to leave a donation. You're more than welcome at any time. There's a link right there. You ever go, Jesus Christ, Donny, this workbook's amazing. Feel free to leave a couple of bucks there, okay? Okay, now there's a whole bunch of stuff in this workbook, and obviously you should go through that on your own time. I just want to quickly mention the table of contents. That the workbook is broken up into part 1, which is discovering emotions and questioning beliefs, and part 2, which is inner child work and relationship work. All of the classes we've been doing in the advanced series come from part 2, because that would be the second half of the workbook, right? And this is a college course. This is a workbook that I use in all my college courses. So this is an actual college, text, and it guides the reader from the beginnings of, a textbook, from the beginnings of what's a feeling to the more complicated things about how to really heal from the stuff you really went through in your life. Okay. Okay, so today's class is going to be the exercise number 16, Deconstructing Beliefs. I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna read some stuff. And then we will do a final exercise, part of what's called the Ego Healer. The final exercise of the book, the Ego Healer. I thought that was a great final name for a final exercise there, okay? Okay, so the idea here is we're learning some important things about life, and then we're gonna take that into the heart and get in touch with what's going on, okay? Okay, so page 53. Okay, and like all my classes, we're just learning skills for getting in touch with our feelings. Okay, no feeling's a one and done, by the way. No feeling is just a, okay, that's over. Okay, that one's over. Boy, I tell you, I wish. Some feelings, can feel like stepping right on a hot nail. And unfortunately, sometimes you got to step on that hot nail a few times before you really get to the root of what's going on there, right? But if you never step on the hot nail, then you never actually find out what's going on. And then you just live with, you know what? The pain, the numbness, the numbness. I don't know. It's a pretty sucky way to live life, really, kind of numb. So, okay, so today's exercise is on deconstructing beliefs, and this is the last exercise of the set because this one goes to some interesting places. Okay, it's all about beliefs, and you might not think your beliefs and your feelings are connected. You may have never even thought of that before. But this goes some places that you may have never thought about before. So just take it in, okay? It comes from Byron Katie, who is this wonderful self-help person who has a great method called Judge-Your-Neighbor Worksheet, where you take statements and turn them around. She's a very well-known person in self-help communities, Byron Katie. So she has a video called Santa Fe Week in 2005, which is on the YouTube channel, Always in the Now, which is a bunch of Byron Katie videos. The book by Sherry Huber and A. Narayanan, I Don't Want to, I Don't Feel Like It, How Resistance Controls Your Life and What to Do About It. It's very moved by that book. And then also there's a bit here from Leotza and Stephen Mitchell, who's the translator of the Tao Te Ching, the New English Version. Okay, and Stephen Mitchell is Byron Katie's husband, which is why I also added this here. And I should just say, I met Byron Katie. Byron Katie, I spoke to her a few years ago when she came to my university. I got her to come to my university and give a hour-long do the work with some people and me. It's on YouTube if you want to watch that too. Okay. Okay, so feel free to get comfortable. Please do. And I'm going to talk a lot about beliefs. There's some words here like God. You may not be of the Christian faith, so please we can exchange any word. We can exchange the word God for any other term that works for us here, okay? So I'm probably going to use the word God and love, but you know, I just want to say all those mean the same thing as far as I'm concerned, okay? God, Muhammad, the universe, Tao, love, those all mean the same thing, okay? While all religions preach a universal truth, in our everyday lives, our everyday religion is the beliefs we place onto things. Beliefs we give so much meaning, we begin to see them as who we are, or how the world works, or what is just true about life. However, strong beliefs are not reality. A belief is just a thought that you have put on repeat so often, you insist its meaning must be true, provable, and universal, which strengthens a mental pathway that blocks out or fights things that run counter to the belief. Since the human mind can't perceive actual reality, only the meanings we give to thoughts and feelings, then our entire sense of reality is all of our beliefs. Without a belief about classrooms, this might be called space. But without a belief about space, then this is called if I couldn't call this piece of paper in my hand paper, it would be in fact, if you drop all the meanings, everything you are thinking, life is just most of life is air moving and ambient noise. So, beyond belief, reality is both nameless and all-inclusive. Reality is nothing, no thing. It's just what is. Our strong beliefs about ourselves and the world often come from our childhood socialization. As we are socialized in childhood, our ability to think crystallizes into learning meanings, beliefs, and concepts. From our beliefs, we shape judgments, or an ability to compare and evaluate, and then identifying with those judgments becomes our personality and worldview. Once our mind shapes our sense of reality, our feelings kick in so that we can act to protect our boundaries, or what's called think, feel, act. For example, it turns out that shame is related to our beliefs. When we acknowledge our faults, our limitations, humanness, shame is actually healthy. When we feel the need to lie and hide our true self, shame becomes toxic. All our stressful beliefs come from the 5 frustrations of life: our assumptions, preferences, attachments, comparisons, and control. We get so caught up in our thinking, we'd rather blame others or reality when things don't work out. However, being willing to question beliefs is the only way we can allow ourselves to stop filling our ego with confusing, contradictory thoughts and allow it to support our heart, inner child in a healthy way. Some of our strongest beliefs are about our identity, because our ego is dedicated to holding on to who we think we are. However, if beliefs are thoughts and thoughts are not real, then our ego identity is not real either. It's just the byproduct, coping mechanism of our socialization and thought patterns. Beliefs give the ego a false sense of realness, like in The Emperor Has No Clothes. So to keep that power, we use those 5 frustrations of life to make everything about ourselves. Once we believe it's about us, we have no choice but to judge, react from that position, even if it confuses us or feels bad. Each judgment is a post-it note or memo, literally a memo, that creates the ego's sense of world or reality. So it is guaranteed that it will resist change, resist maturity, and do the opposite of what is best for us, because to do otherwise would mean releasing the control. This is why we can't just fix ourselves. That is ego fixing ego. Or why the biggest belief worth questioning is if there is even an I or a you in the first place. Beyond belief, beyond the memos, who we are, who anyone is nothingness, no thing, or infinite possibility, like the space in a bowl or the hole in a doorway or window. No more inner or outer arguments or stress, just being present with life as it is. A living state of total rest and peace, like Jesus. Or one of no repression, judgment, or meanings, just love and innocence like a child. Don't that sound nice, huh? Byron Katie often says that another word for reality is God itself. God or love itself, because both are what is and beyond our ability to comprehend with beliefs. In fact, beliefs only get in the way of the real experience of reality, God, love itself. Beliefs only get in the way of the real experience. Beyond belief, God can only be a symbol which represents both everything and nothing at the same time. Omnipotent, an all-encompassing meaning or oneness. Connecting this to childhood socialization, If our parents shape our sense of the universe, and a negative parental relationship means a negative belief in the universe, then we can expand this to say all of our negative beliefs about life are ultimately distorted meanings about our connection to this oneness, our Heavenly Father. We use or abuse our ego by using beliefs to separate from and act as God, which is the original sin, impossible, shameful, and hopeless. Arguing with people's beliefs to separate from, Arguing with people's beliefs is exactly like arguing with the rain. It won't help manage your feelings, and that oneness isn't going to change at all. If God itself is beyond belief, and beliefs are repressive, then perhaps we shouldn't have any beliefs at all. According to this logic, by giving up beliefs altogether, you are free, living God's purpose for you by just being fully open to the present moment. Or as Miss BK says, only the ego speaks and nothing it says is true. So therefore, a mind is a wonderful thing to lose. We like to pray. Oh, here's a good one. We like to praise God when we get what we want, but often wonder, why does God allow bad things to happen? If winning a Grammy is God's will, then so must be all the poverty, violence, and other injustices. If God is everything, then the higher power must always hear us and give us what we want. It just may never come the way we wanted it, have the effect we wanted it to have, and it may come with all sorts of unexpected consequences. And this is so because of the role that our negative beliefs or judgments play in directing our lives. Being consciously critical can help make you a great student or professor, and I would know. But since our reality is our thoughts, and the mind is 80% unconscious, this makes judgment a very powerful tool that actually turns you into the thing you judge. If I judge you as mean or hurtful, I become resentful and hurt me. If I judge myself as not good enough, the mind will find all the reasons why I am right, feel bad, won't try in life, and then won't be good enough. I hear you. One way to see the effect of our negative beliefs is to examine our anger, hurt, and fear through our complaining and defensive behaviors. This shows us how our resentments, regrets, and other unconscious commitments cause confusion in our lives. Ultimately, whatever awful thing happened, awful is a judgment. Without being able to call it awful, its meaning would just be this is why awful can mean both bad and inspiring. If we open our minds to the good or the God or the love of the situation, we can use even the bitter, sour lemons of life as potential for sweet lemonade. All this might sound really out there, but what is clear is that if we unlearn by deconstructing our beliefs, we can live more in harmony with the world the way things are, instead of fighting about how they should be. And if all this is true, then dropping all our I know judgments and moving to a permanent don't know open-mindedness is the quickest way to fall in love with life free ourselves from codependent thinking, and strengthen our faith. A don't know mind is the demonstration of totally healthy shame, because a person who realizes the limitations of all their beliefs can only live in present moment reality, or this here now, or literally follow in the steps of God. Whatever happens in life, we all have a holy trinity of questioning thoughts, space to feel our feelings, and time to rest in our self-care toolkit. Or God, Son, Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit equals thoughts, feelings, and rest. This exercise will help you deconstruct any beliefs you are holding by finding their opposite or making positive affirmations. Particularly focus on any beliefs you have held from childhood to today. Also, no belief is too simple. Even the sky is blue is worth questioning and feeling through. Finding your internal truth may not be what the world would say is true, and it may or may not change what you do in life. But inquiring will help build a healthier belief system that is one more in line with reality. Okay, so here's the exercise. You know, since the beginning of it is, what is a behavior that bothers you? So let's see. Let's see. You know, instead of reading, I want to read the exercise as we go through it. Okay, let's just go ahead and start the work here. Let's get the healing going here. Something is kind of bugging me. The friend that came to bring me to Monterey today was my ex-boyfriend, actually. And my ex, this ex, we broke up maybe 2 years ago. You know, he's an older guy, and he comes from, you know, a generation where, you know, as gay men, expressing yourself in a real feminine way was really, 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 really not okay, especially as a Black man. That could totally put you into a space where you might get beat up by the white community, you'll get beat up by the Black community, you know, you'll just be completely, you know, no one will be there for you. And so he has a lot of fear around that. And I identify as a two-spirit person. So I identify a boy and a girl. And so, I mean, I was born a guy, but I identify as got a strong, really hella strong girly side. And so I made a decision a few years ago to really honor that and to decide what I want to do about that going forward. And you know, certain things have happened. You know, some style changes have happened, and I made a decision to microdose hormones to see to slightly girlify up my appearance a little bit, and I did a bunch of things like that, and you know, which is you know that's something. And that freaked him out a whole bunch. And he basically said that my femininity made him really nervous. And he said it over and over and over and over again. And then I got fed up to the point where I was just like, this is not good for my self-esteem, that somebody who I'm trying to bring into my heart keeps saying this to me. And so I broke up with him. And I was pretty happy about the fact that I broke up with him. And then we tried to be friends, and then it didn't go well. He went on and on about how much he missed me, but then we repeat the I made him nervous part. That really didn't sit well with me. Let me tell you that. That really didn't sit well with me. Okay, so and then we tried being friends, and then it didn't really work out that well. And then now it's a year later, coronavirus, all this stuff happened. You know, we actually had a really nice time today. He kind of had a couple of moments where he said the I miss you stuff again, but for the most part, we just hung out and chatted and, you know, got stoned and took a walk around the beach, and we had a nice time. But what came up for me today is this is a pattern in my relationship life that I just have had such a rough time with making relationships work. They don't last long, and they start out nice and then they blow up, and then I'm always feeling just so awful about the blowing up and then me being super single. And so I want to work on this. Okay, I want to work on this today. So let's see. Let me get my feelings. Hold on. Where's my friend? Let me get him. Hold on. Okay. I'll stick you right here. Stick you right here to help me get through this. Okay. So what's the behavior that bothers me? My relationships. My relationships never work out the way I want them to. Always short, over, and it makes me feel sad, and it makes me feel sad. Let's go with that. Okay. Okay, number 2. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. So this exercise is also known as a cognitive behavioral therapy exercise, or CBT. But in case you don't know what that is, I decided not to bombard you with more information by adding that to the worksheet, okay? But if you ever want to just Google some of these things, it's called CBT. Okay, so what's the behavior that bothers me? My relationships don't work out. They're always short, and then it's over, and it makes me feel sad. All that's true. So why do you do it? What do you get out of it? Play the why would it be so bad game. If the negative thing or worst case or opposite of what you wanted happened, why would it be so bad? Okay. Keep digging down about 1 to 3 more times. What is the core belief you have here? Okay, let's see. Why do I do it? What do I get out of it? Well, I had a short patience. That's one. I had patience issues. That's for sure. I'm just gonna short. Why would it be so bad? Short patience. Short. Why would it be so bad? The worst. Well, what? Oh, I didn't get to say what I wanted. Let's see. Well, I want my relationships to work out. So the worst case scenario would be if it never worked out. Why would that be so bad? Why would that be so bad? Well, so first of all, let's start with the short patience. My short patience would explode. Let's go with that. 1, I'd be super crazy pissed. 2, why would it be so bad? Why would it be so bad? Why would it be so bad if my relationships never worked out ever? I would feel unaccomplished. I would feel like I couldn't make a fundamental part of my life work. That's how I feel. I feel like I would feel like I couldn't make a fundamental part of my life work. Okay. And then let's just go one more just for the heart of it. Why would that be so bad? Why would that be so bad if I would feel unaccomplished, like I couldn't make a fundamental part of my life work? Why would that be so bad? Why would that be so bad? I would feel like a total loser. Total loser, just broken. Not even broken, just fundamentally, oh, like what? Like deformed, not deformed, something like that, something like that. Let me feel it, hold on. Like just all kinds of wrong, just fundamentally misshapen, or fundamentally tragic, something like that. That sounds good. That sounds real dramatic. I like that. Yeah. real drama there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so now let's take a look at what I just wrote here. So number 1 reason was my patience would explode. Number 2, I would feel unaccomplished, like I couldn't make a fundamental part of my life work. 3, I would feel like a total loser, just broken, fundamentally misshapen, or tragic. So since number 3 is the one that I know hurts me, like we're talking core, we're gonna go with the core, that we're gonna call that the core of the core belief there. And then I'm going to use that one to take this to the next step. Okay. No, I don't always do that, depending on what I think I can and can't handle. Okay. But today we're going to go there today. So what's the story or supporting ideas behind this belief? Why do you have it? I would feel like a total loser just broken. What's the story behind me having that belief? Well, one, I have put a ton of effort into finding the right relationship. And it never works out. Years of dating, gay bars, online hookup sites. And I definitely have explored my sexuality, but listen to the heart, listen to the heart, listen to the heart. But still feel like I can't make the real thing I want happen. Then, of course, my childhood I mean, I was super unaccepted being queer, different, independent, open-minded. I had to fight constantly Okay, let's stop there. Okay. Let's stop there. I have to fight. That's a story. It's a story. We're good. We're good. That's good. That's good material. Can't pour it all out in one sitting. All right, here we go. Okay, take the story. Oh, my heart. Ooh. Take the story and simplify it by writing out the associations. So like school equals stress, hope for future, debt equals worry. Okay, okay, so let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Well, one, we could say relationships equal effort, never work out. Effort, never work out. Wait. Never work out. Years of trying, but can't make it really happen. Guess relationships also equal had to fight constantly. Super unaccepted. Ooh. Well, that explains everything right there, don't it? Oh, just keep feeling it through. Just keep feeling it through. Give me. Here we go. We're about to get to a meditation moment here, so here it comes. Oh, first is so the next part is flip the associations into opposites. So that would be, you could say, let's see. We'll put two here, and then we'll make this easy on me here. So this one, the second one here, what's the opposite of relationships? Single. Single, no relationships? I'll put no relationships here too. Okay, that would be the opposite. That's an easy opposite to make out of all that right there, right? Okay, so now we're gonna make opposites out of all these words. Okay, so the opposite of effort, no effort. Opposite of never work out, always work out. Years of trying but can't make it really happen. Years of trying, no trying, no trying, tried very little, tried very little, and can make it really happen. Had to fight constantly, never fought. And super unaccepted, we'll just go with super accepted. And it's not rocket science, okay? This is emotional science. Emotional science is about getting in touch with your feelings, not coming up with something super, super smart. Coming up with something super, super smart would be a function of your ego. And this is all about getting in touch with dismantling that ego, okay? So we'll just turn the statement around, just go with what feels right for you, okay? And now here we go. It says here, then go to each one of those flipped opposites, get still and sink in and find a reason why it is true. Okay, so first let's get still. Notice your breathing. Notice your breathing, watch it rise and fall. Take in whatever you hear and let it go. Take in whatever you sense, smell, touch, taste, and let it go. Just here to notice, not here to judge. Ooh, okay. Maybe take a moment and get in touch with your brain. I don't know if you all can hear this music. I got this Latin music going on right here, but just notice what's going on in your brain. Your brain might be reacting to things, you know. So just take it in, notice, and let it go. Even if you can't let go, just notice and say, hey, I'm not here to judge today. Can I show you some compassion today, or whatever you're feeling or going through? Okay, so let's give this a shot. Relationships equal no effort. How is that true? Now I have to say, when I was typing this out, what I thought in my mind was, if I have to keep putting effort into it, I may be putting effort into something that's really not meant to happen. That maybe the effort, I mean, like if you really want someone, you're going to be dating them for like years, decades, you want someone, you want kids, you want to still be happy 20 years from now when they go off to college and you can retire with them. If that was like I mean, I guess nobody can know the future, but if that was like the plan, you know, or what you really wanted, well, it'd have to be pretty effortless. You can't keep trying and pushing to make something happen with someone. It would have to be pretty effortless. It would have to almost be just natural, meant to be. I like the sound of that anyway. I don't know if I would say I've exactly done that in my relationships, but hey, that could be the reason why they're not working out so well. Okay, let's try another one. Always work out. Relationships equal always work out. Always work out. How is that true? How is that true? Well, I mean, well, every relationship works out the way it works out. I mean, it may not work out the way you want, but it always works out the way it works out. It's definitely always going to work out. It just isn't working out the way you want it to. Every relationship I ever had worked out. Can I say just fine? It worked out just fine. Well, it worked out. Every relationship worked out. Every relationship worked out. It just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Interesting. Okay. Try another one. Tried very little and can make it really happen. Relationships equal tried very little and can make it really happen. Now, that goes back to the no effort thing I said earlier, but if it's something I could put less effort into, but it would be the real deal, that sounds like something maybe I should go for more instead of maybe the trying to make it happen. If I feel myself trying, I'm a big believer in the last couple of months to give up trying. Trying means not doing. Trying is pushing your feet on the pedal, but forgetting to turn the car on. That's trying. Okay, so trying means not doing. So yeah, trying very little sounds like a good thing to me. Making a relationship that might really work. Trying very little. When I hear those words, I think about some of my relationships with my coworkers, and I think about a few things I could try a little. I could. There's a few smiles and a few pleasant things I could try a little less at too with a few people. To be quite honest with you. Try very little and can make it really happen. Okay, and then never fought. Relationships equal never fought. Relationships equal never fought. How is that true? How is it true that relationships equal never fought? I mean, part of me wants to say something like, who am I really fighting with when I argue with somebody else? You know, I think I'm arguing with the other person, but really I'm just arguing with what they said, what I think they said, what I think they think, what I think they believe. Never really, I mean, am I arguing with them or am I arguing with the beliefs, the mentality, what I perceive their beliefs and mentality to be? I mean, you could make an argument you're only ever arguing with yourself, really. I mean, you could say that. In which case, yeah, maybe the relationship is never fought. Maybe you only fought you. That's kind of one of those super deep kind of like, you know, I'm hearing that, but that sounds too hippie out there. It's too little too, nah, I don't know. But okay. Next one, super accepted. Super accepted. Relationships equal super accepted. Well, you know, to whatever degree that person wanted me in their life, I guess it does mean they really super accepted me. I was very upset with my, like I said, my ex said all that stuff about how my femininity made him nervous, but he came around. I mean, he invited me. He invited me out to hang out with him today. He took me out to a really nice place. We had a really nice meal. Yeah, we had a nice time together. He was super respectful too. And so, you know, I was very upset because he didn't accept me, but maybe he accepted me a lot more than I gave him credit, you know? He's been constantly saying he wanted to hang out with me again, and I gave him a hard time every step of the way. So, you know, maybe I'm the one who's not so accepting, you know, to be honest with you. Once something goes wrong, something goes left, after that, I'm ready to, it's hard to open my heart up again. It's easier for me to go, okay, well, that didn't work, boom, done, bye. Which again would be my pattern in my history. What, you know, if things constantly never work out, then why would you? Why would you suddenly go, hey, I'll give it a shot, right? It's easier to just give up. Well, all that says a lot more about me than it does him, don't it? So, and if I have this mentality, I am absolutely going to walk into the next relationship I have with this mentality too. Okay, let's keep going. So let's do the other one a little quickly. Single. How does single equal effort? Well, I gotta manage your life. Gotta things you could do with two people, you have to do it alone. So there's some effort involved in that, I suppose. Yeah. Single equals never work out, or no relationships equal never work out. Well, I guess if you never try, you never know, right? It can't work out if you never try. There's never a chance for it to work out if you never try. That would be something I could look at. Oh, my heart. Ooh. I can just feel like this pocket of resentment that is rising up. It's been sitting there for a while. Oh. Yeah, when you give up on dating, you kind of give up on you, really. Believing in love again is about believing in you. Believing it will work out with someone else is not really about them. It's about believing in you. Oh, I so hear that today. I am so hearing that today. Okay. Next one, years of trying, but can't make it really happen. Single equals years of trying, but can't make it really happen. Well, yeah, that's exactly that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly what I said when this all started. Yeah. So yes, absolutely. And then single equals had to fight constantly. Had to fight constantly. Single, no relationships equal had to fight constantly. What comes up for me there is all the time I spent sort of judging about who I thought the ideal person would be for me, judging who wasn't the ideal person for me. There was just a lot of judging, a lot of arguing with all of that. And sometimes I can't help but feel like any person who walked into my life has to deal with that. That's what I'm holding on to. And that's not fair to anyone. The gay male world can be hella superficial, and it can be a lot of, having to look perfect and killing yourself at the gym and doing everything you can to look 20, even if you're 40, 50, or 60 years old. And it can be a lot of that, a lot of superficial stuff. And holding anybody to that stuff is really sad. That's not none of that shit's real. None of that shit's real. It's holding anybody up to that stuff. It just feels really sad. It feels really sad. You're judging perfectly fine people as not good enough all the time. That's what I feel like on Grindr all the time. Okay, and then super unaccepted, super unaccepting. Yeah. Okay, next, and here's the final one. Final reason why it is good that each one of those flipped opposites is true. You may feel your ego explode. Okay, a reason why it's good that these opposites are true. Why is it good? Why is it good that relationships equal no effort? Well, like I said, you shouldn't have to try. Always work out. They work out the way they work out. Make peace with that. You don't control another human being. Learn what you can learn from the relationship and grow and move. The next one's always coming. Why is it good that relationships equal try very little and can make it really happen? Because you'll know when it's the right one. That's how you'll know it's the right one. Why is it good that relationships equal never fought? Well, because I'd be looking at my own stuff instead of trying to throw my stuff onto somebody I'm dating. And that would make me a lot more accepted and accepting. Well, there's something like way down in my brain that's going. Okay, then why is it good that single equals effort? Why is it good that single equals effort? Why is it good? Well, because it takes effort to build your life, I guess, you know. Why is it good that single equals effort? Why is that good? Well, you know, as long as I think I'm so much better than other people that I can't make a relationship work, I'm not willing to put up with another person, maybe it should be effort. I should just do it on my own and just struggle through. I need to realize to let go and embrace people. How about that? Why is it good that single equals never work out? You know what? You know what? No one's ever really single, right? No human being, unless you, even if you chose the monk existence, you are in a community of some sort, you know? You know, what exactly is single? If you don't, is it a sexual kind of singleness? Is it a friendship? I mean, I got friends. I'm very connected to various people in my life. And even on a sexual level, you can have sex with all sorts of people and still be single. So you know, what exactly is single? Even exactly does it mean? What exactly does it mean? So I mean, it works out how it works out. It works out how it works out. And it don't have to work out the way no relationship's gonna work out the way I want it to. Because I'm not in control of the other person. So it's gonna work out how it works. Every relationship's different, every person's different. You know, it's can I learn? Can I learn as I go? Can I learn as I go? How open am I to learning anyway? Right? If I'm always focused on it and not working out, I'm probably not going to be that open to learning either. So, I mean, I guess the other thing that comes up for me right now is if I immediately start getting into trouble in my relationships and I go, oh, can't handle this, and I'm going to break up, then there's a high chance that I'm never going to have a relationship, because relationships are all about being able to really go through the hard times with somebody. And I got a long history of going through the hard times alone. And so it's going to take time for me to like work through all those coping mechanisms. But I do acknowledge it's about working through the fear, opening up to the vulnerability, maybe even creating healthy boundaries so I can slowly bring someone into my life instead of rushing into a relationship. It's all of these other things that are very important parts of what a relationship is, a healthy relationship. So, you know, what's written here is relationships and no relationships, or relationships and single, but you could make the argument what's also here is healthy relationships and unhealthy singleness, for example. That's you know, or connection and unhealthy connection, or connection and no connection. You could say that. You could say that. You could say that. Okay, now that's profound. So, okay, so let me read the last part here. Finally, ask yourself, when did this behavior begin? Does it connect to your childhood or relationship with your primary caregivers? Is there anything you believe then that isn't serving you now? Oh, let's see. Let's see. Well, I said all that stuff about my fighting constantly with childhood. I mean, obviously it does connect to my childhood situation here. I wasn't thinking about my childhood situation as I went through the example just now, you know, but I thought about my parents. I thought about my parents. Yeah, the same stuff applies, obviously. My relationship with my parents worked out the way that it was going to work out. I didn't really have to try. All the trying never really changed anything. They absolutely accepted me for who I was. It wasn't the way I wanted them to accept me. But they accepted me in their way, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay, so what I can really see is how much my childhood relationships with my parents set up my adult relationships. You know, having parents who made you feel the world wasn't safe can make you an adult who feels like the world isn't safe or people aren't safe. Uh, Having a hard time trusting the people you should trust the most in life, your parents, can turn you into an adult who, when your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife come into your life, it's hard to trust them. You know, or hey, you know, maybe your adult self trusts them, but your child self struggles with that. You know, so part of you is super trusting and part of you is not. Or I'm super trusting up until the point I feel like I'm in some sort of danger, and then I get super scared and I run. I run like you know, the wild coyote with just the cloud, you know, the coyote runs and there's just a puff of smoke left behind. I can run like that. Okay, that's how fast I can run. But now I see why, because this is what I'm holding on to. And I guess you never really know how your relationship's going to work out. I guess Well, well, this is showing me all the baggage I'm walking in with in all my relationships. So this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. It's not them. It's not them. It's not them. It's me. I had a lot of great relationships. It's not them. It's me. I look forward to the future people I'm going to get to know as I grow into my later 30s and 40s. Okay, let me read this and then we'll go on to our final exercise. If anybody has anything to say, anything you want to bring up, anything at all, feel free. For the remainder of our class, I'm going to read this and then we're going to do one final exercise, which is the ego killer, okay? But here are some common thought distortions. So notice if you do these things. Focusing on the negative filtering. Missing positive experiences and focusing on negative ones. Yeah, that's what I did the whole time. That's what this whole worksheet was about for me. All or nothing thinking, overgeneralizing our experience, using words like never and always. Believing that feelings are facts. Don't believe everything you feel. Just because you may feel that things won't get better doesn't mean it's true. Feelings are personal truth, but they're not overt truth, right? I personally don't want to wear a mask because I personally think the coronavirus isn't all that real. That's my personal truth. That's fine. That's your business. Whether the coronavirus is making people actually sick in the real world is another story. Your feelings are not the facts. Your feelings don't determine facts, okay? Your feelings determine your inner life facts, okay? Which if and you don't have to call that facts. You can just call that something else if you want, right? Your personal truth, we can call that something else, okay? Intuition, maybe, instead of calling it facts. Okay, mind reading. We make assumptions about the intent behind what someone has said or done without recognizing we don't actually know what's going on. A mind reading is huge. We all engage in a lot of mind reading. Well, I know I do. Catastrophizing, a tendency to think in worst case scenarios. My headache is probably a brain tumor. Or in my world, you get a cough and a chill and you immediately start looking up WebMD for every single STD to see if that's what it is. To see if you need to rush to the clinic. Okay, feeling overly responsible. This often is behind the feeling that we can't take the time to take care of ourselves, or we feel responsible for situations that we have little control over. No matter how hard I work, I just can't save all the children. Okay, feeling overly responsible. Sometimes I feel overly responsible for like rectifying race in America, for example, or, I tried to heal my family, for example, as a kid. And those were things I had absolutely no ability to be responsible for. Okay, waiting for heaven's reward. We expect our sacrifice and self-denial to pay off, as if someone is keeping score. We feel bitter when the reward doesn't come. Okay, waiting for heaven's reward. I'll put up with this guy because, I don't really like him, but he's got this thing I wanted, so I'll put up with it, And he's okay, I really do like him though, and you put up with him, but no, I don't like him. But then now months later, you really are sick of the guy, but he had absolutely better give you the thing you wanted because you put up with him all this time. Okay, that's waiting for heaven's reward there, okay? The universe is not keeping score, not like that anyway. So you may just be making yourself angry, bitter, resentful. That's often the result of that, okay? And then predicting the future, and it's not good. We often don't realize that we've made up a whole storyline of how things will unfold. And if depression and burnout are added in, we usually assume bad outcomes. Okay, so predicting the future is generally negative, which is similar to the first one here, focusing on the negative. We often project into the future and then, well, it's very easy to project a negative into the future, right? You can take the negatives from the past and project them into the future. And then, climate change is absolutely going to kill all of us and it's the worst thing ever. And next year I need to live in a bunker and I need to get freeze-dried meals. And, of course, the economic crisis is going to happen right next year too. And so, there won't be any food. So we'll have to get all the guns and the elections will be stolen and, the nuclear power plant will finally blow up and everyone else is going to be out for themselves. And okay, so it's easy to jump like that. Very easy, right? So that is actually a coping mechanism for our feelings. We jump into all that negative stuff as a way of saying, it's all bad. I'm helping myself by planning it out. I'm trying to keep myself safe by planning it out. It's just that never actually works. Okay. All of these common thought distortions are ways our ego, our childhood ego, attempts to make sense of the situation in a way that makes it about ourselves, in a way that is generally unhelpful for addressing the actual situation. Okay, so it's important to get in touch with these things. When you find yourself doing one of these things and you're conscious of it, believing that feelings are facts, you suddenly get this huge feeling of just ickiness from somebody who threw you an ugly look. Your first reaction might be like, wow, that person's evil. But then, if you remember this information here, that your feelings are not always facts, then you might have a moment and going, I got a vibe from that person, but I don't actually know what's going on with that person. That person might have just been, having a bad day. Or that person, something just happened to that person right before they got here. How do I know they're looking at me? Or maybe they are looking at me and throwing that ugliness, and what the hell that got to do with me? That's their business, and I don't know if they're evil. Maybe they're just ignorant. Or, maybe they just got on, maybe they run a style blog and they don't like my fashion sense. Or maybe they are ignorant and a racist and they are evil. Well, what's evil? I mean, that's a whole other thing, right? Maybe they're a Nazi. Maybe they're a total Nazi underneath the clothes, swastika tattoos everywhere. Maybe that's possible. And if so, do I want to ruin my whole day over it? All they did was shoot me a look. They didn't pull out a gun, okay? They just shot me a look. It's a free country. You get the right to shoot people looks. Looks can kill, okay? Killer looks. Okay, so there you go. The feelings still aren't facts. The feelings still aren't facts. They are my personal truth. I definitely don't think I need to spend a lot of time hanging out with that person. I might, try to keep an open mind and, just take a couple of looks and see what's going on with that person. And then I'm probably going to leave that person alone. But how do I want to spend my day? How do I want to spend my day? Does that person determine my day? Can I give myself compassion as I work through these difficult feelings? Even if that person is even if it's all factually true and that person's a total Nazi, okay, they're a Nazi. Can I love myself through it? Can I love myself through this moment? That's really the question. I don't need to. Okay, there are Nazis. There's lots of Nazis. That one's not the only Nazi. There's probably some Nazis that up the street also in some other town, and you know, a lot more Nazis here than I ever thought even possible. Actually, thank you, Trump. I know now there's plenty of Nazis. So hey, how do I want to spend my day? Hey, for all I know, maybe she threw me the ugly look, and maybe maybe I need to run. Maybe I absolutely need to run, and maybe I need to pick up on that and run. Yes, and how do I want to spend my day? Maybe this is the last hour. Maybe I need to run, and this is the end of it. This is the end. She's coming at me with the gun and the machete. Maybe this is it. How do I want to spend my last moments? How do I want to spend my last moments? Can I love myself through it? Can I love myself through it? Do I have compassion for myself? That is the question. That is the question. Okay, and so to build our ability to have some compassion, that brings us to our final exercise, the ego killer. Okay, let me get a sip of water here. Oh, and I just want to just say thank you to my little lovely friend here for helping me through all those feelings. Helping me through all those feelings. The other thing I tend to do is, the relationships don't go well. I get negative, and then I confirm for myself that no, well, clearly this isn't going to work. It just isn't going to work going forward. And then I break up with people. But I have no idea. The guy I'm seeing right now, I mean, I almost did the exact same thing at the beginning of March when something went wrong. When something went wrong. When something went that in a way we had not planned for it to go. And I almost jumped straight into just break up with them, but I didn't. Something in my heart was like, you're having such a reaction to this, like always, just hold on, just hold on. And now we did break up. I mean, we are kind of like in a weird gray space. But I feel like we're in a gray space. So many of my past relationships were just, oh, it's over, bye. This one, I don't feel that way. And this one, who knows? Maybe there's a chance that it could work out. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, and even if it didn't work out, we could be friends, and that would be nice. I don't have a lot of my ex-starting friends, so that would still be progress for me. So, okay, so here's the ego healer. I'm going to do us a favor and not read all the explanations of things. This is a meditation. The final exercise is a big meditation. It takes that belief worksheet we just did, and it turns it into just a meditation so you can feel through what your ego is doing. Okay, so I'm going to just coach us through the whole thing. We probably won't get through all 10, so we'll probably just pick maybe 2 or 3, but just see what happens in your brain. Get in touch. Okay, and just so you know, we'll do, they're all pairs, so there's a right and a wrong, and a want and a don't want, no, don't know. So we'll play with that. Then we'll go through the body scan, and then we will go through a self-love, acceptance, validation exercise where we take whatever it is from hate all the way up to love. Okay, that doesn't have to make any sense to you right now. Just follow along. Okay, so just notice your breathing. Notice your breathing. Were you breathing? Was I breathing before now? I'm not even sure. Notice your breath in the chest or in the belly. Big breaths or short breaths. If you're willing, I invite you to slow it all down. Go to your mind. Notice your mind right now. Big feelings or small feelings. Not here to judge, just here to notice. Okay, why don't we try? My spirit is telling me to try. You know, I said all that stuff about relationships, right? So let's okay. So want. I want that. Want. I want that. I need it. That's what I want. You ever said these statements? See what it feels like when you say these statements in your life, in your mind. I want that. That's what we need. Oh, I'd really like that. Oh yeah, that's what I want. But that's what I want. That's what I wanted. Want. Scan your body. See what comes up for you around want. And whatever you are feeling, slow it down to stillness. And let go. Let go of all the want. Drop your defenses. Let all that feeling around want sink into your heart. Give that feeling some compassion. Understanding in your heart. You know, that's what compassion is, really, you know, understanding in the heart. Compassion. Let it sink into your gut. And let it flow into the big muscles of your legs and thighs, your thighs and your hips. Give them all a squeeze. Push that feeling away. Push it away. Okay, why don't we just try the anger the hate to love part. Let's try that first. So first thing, anger, hate around want. Was there any feelings of anger, hate around the things I said around want? There was definitely anger when I said, it's mine. But I want it. I need it. There was definitely some anger there, some desperation, I'd say. But anger, there was some anger in that. There was some anger in that. Okay. Okay, so let yourself just feel the anger. Feel the anger. The anger there and let go. Let go. Recognize the anger and let go. Hurt, sadness, comparisons. Any hurt or sadness around wants? I definitely felt hurt. I can definitely feel a little kid part of me saying, I want it. And that basically means, but he got to have it and I didn't. I have a younger brother. So I know I must have said that a lot as a kid. So there must have been lots of moments of hurt and sadness around that word want, wanting. And just recognize it. Just give yourself a moment. Unclench all the hurt and sadness. And then fear, any fear around I want it. Fear, I need it. There is a fear around like, well, like if I don't have it, I'm in trouble. There's a feeling of that around it. If I don't have it, I'm in trouble. Okay. Fear, projecting the future, a future without having it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let yourself feel that fear. The fear of missing out, right? That's what it's called. FOMO. I want it, the fear of not getting it. Let yourself feel that fear. Find the bottom of that fear and unclench. Let go. Okay, neutral. Neutral. Okay, any assumptions and expectations we are making about wanting? Any assumptions that we make about wanting? You know, I assume that if I get what I want, I'll be satisfied. And I can't know that. I can't know that. I want it. I need it. And attempts to control. Yeah, I feel like I'm going, well, if I don't get it, I'm going to feel like crazy or sad, or I'm gonna do something drastic if I don't get it. I'm gonna get desperate if I don't get it. So yeah, I'm trying to control like me or like life or whoever I need to get it from. There is definitely some control going on there, like a hostage situation going on there for sure. The kid hostage situation. Little kids hold their parents hostage all the time by going, "I want it." You got to sit there like, oh no, oh boy, where are we going to go with this? Oh, control, control, control. You know, I hear the little kid going, I want it. And then I hear myself going, how much I want a vacation. I want it. How much I want to be out of debt. I want it. Attempts to control. You know, if I got out of debt today, I assume that would just make me happy and fix all my life's problems. Well, I don't know. Well, I assume it would make me happy if I got out of debt today. But can I know that? Maybe it would make me happy for, a full 24 hours and then something else would happen. Mm. Hey, what if the day after I get out of debt, I get cancer? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to be really happy then? I could have spent all that time just being happy with debt. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, let's keep going. Understanding. What understanding have I built around want? Acceptance or respect? I can accept that wanting is a great desire, but that wanting and what's best for me may be two totally different things. Okay. Now, whatever feelings of understanding you're developing around this issue of want, take in the feelings of understanding, which we've built up a lot here, take them in and let them all go. Just unclench, let them all go. Let go of all understanding. And finally, love. Love, compassion, total embrace, let go. What is it about want? Any feelings of love we have around want? Oh, yeah, I got lots of feelings around love around that. I love wanting stuff. I wanted candy today. I haven't had candy. I cut all the sugar out of my diet the last 3 months. So I went on a total candy binge today. I wanted candy. Shark gummy bears. I bought like 10 different kinds of gummy bears. Okay, they even make 3D printed gummy bears now. Okay. The intersection of candy and technology. Oh my God. A lot of love, a whole lot of love. Just let go and let yourself enjoy that candy. Let yourself feel the love around wanting. Think of all the love I've built, building my life to where it is right now. All the wanting that led me here. All the wanting that led me here to this classroom right here, right now with you, Keith. My middle name was Keith also, before I got it legally changed last year. Okay, so let's try the other one. Don't want. Don't want. You see how this goes. You see how this goes. So we won't get through all 10, of course, but you see how investigative it is, how meditative, investigative, and emotional it all is, right? So it's a really, really good exercise for getting in touch with your ego and how it's structured. So you can get to know it on a more intimate level. Okay, so let's try don't want. I don't want that. I don't want it. Oh, well, I don't need it. Don't need, no need. Don't need it. I don't want it. Don't want it. Yeah, I don't even like it. Don't want it. Nah, I don't want it. Oh, man, I don't want it. See what you feel whenever you said don't want. I mean, yeah, but I don't want that. See what you feel. Scan your body. I don't want it. Oh, but I don't want it. Well, I don't want this. See what you feel. I don't want to hear this music anymore. I don't want it. See what you feel. Go to where you feel it. Sink in, slow it down to stillness. Oh. And let go. Let whatever you're feeling, just let it flow into your heart. Let yourself have compassion for what you are feeling. Let it flow even deeper into your gut. And let it flow into the big muscles of your hips and thighs. Give them all a squeeze. And then let the feeling get really big. Let that feeling get really big. Blow up your torso. Let it fill up your head, your arms, your legs. Let it get really big to the point that you feel like you can't stand it anymore. And push the feeling away. Ooh. Okay, let's keep trying here. Anger, hate, defense. Any anger, hate, and defense around don't want. You know, when I kept saying I don't want it, I don't want it. But what came up for me was sort of my mom saying, well, you need to have this. Well, you need to get this. Well, you need this. And I said, I don't want it. And there was anger. Definitely a lot of anger there. Definitely a lot of anger there. Anger there. So, okay, let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. Oh. Mm. I can just see me as a little kid. All the arguing I did with my mother. I don't want it for the umpteenth time. Oh, all that defense, all that anger. Ooh, unclench, unclench, unclench all the anger there. Unclench and let it go. That little kitty ego don't need to hold on to all that. That's too much. Okay, any hurt, sadness, comparisons, any hurt, sadness, comparisons around don't want. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. You know, there is a comparison there around, well, I don't need it. Like I compared myself to someone who needs it, or someone else who needs it, or a version of me who needs it. And then I said, no, I don't need it. But I don't really feel sad about it, though. I would say it's a comparison. I don't really, do I feel sad about it in any way? There is sort of a resigned, like, I don't need it. Like, you know, I mean, well, it's not going to make my life better or worse. What does it matter? Resigned. Okay. Feel it. Let's feel it. Let's feel it. Resign. That's a good one. That's a feeling I don't let myself sit with. Resigned. Sink down to the bottom of that feeling. No, I don't want it. No, I don't need it. No, I don't really want it. No, I really want it. I don't need it. Sink down to the bottom of that feeling. Unclench. Let go like you're releasing a fist. Oh. Okay, next is fear. Oh, fear. Fear. Any fear around don't want. No, I'm not feeling a lot of fear. Well, I would say when I said I don't want it against my mom and I was angry, there was the fear that if she doesn't listen to me, I'm gonna have to like get angrier or I'm gonna have to do something to get my point across. There was that kind of fear. There was that kind of fear. I can admit that. Okay, let's sit with that for a second. The fear. Any fear around don't want. I don't want to have to go there. Hey, that's a good one. I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to walk over there and tell those people to turn that music down. Don't make me go there. I don't want to. Okay, that's all fear. And just let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. Sink to the bottom of that fear and unclench. Okay. So don't want. Any assumptions and expectations around don't want? Any assumptions or expectations I make around when I say I don't want it? I don't want it. You know, I'm focusing on what I think I, want. And I can't know if I want it or not. Like, until I got it, used it, how would I know I really want it? I'm just making assumptions really about what I want. I can't really know. I can't really know until I do it or it's being done. Otherwise, it's just an assumption about who I think I am, an expectation about what I like or don't like, assumptions about my identity, my personality, assumptions about what worked in the past. And I'm just assuming I'm applying that to the present situation. Yeah. There's a lot of assumptions there. I didn't realize that. Wow. I mean, there's also an assumption I made that I thought want would be kind of greedy, but don't want would be like the more just one. But that's not true either. That's not true either. And then any attempts to control with don't want. Well, I feel some like disconnection from people. I could have taken it, but I said no. Oops. I could have taken it, but I said no. Could have taken it, but I said no. I feel some like there's control there for sure. Separation, maintaining my own space, not taking on new things. There's some control there for sure. Okay, any understanding, acceptance, and respect we're developing here? Yeah, I can see how don't want has its own ego side to it also. Okay, so any acceptance of this, go to where you feel that acceptance. Really sink into it. Sink into the bottom of that acceptance you're building here. And unclench. Let go. Let go of all understanding, acceptance, respect. Let go of everything. Let go. Let go. And then finally, love. Love. Total embrace, let go, compassion. What love can we bring to don't want? Hey, sometimes you're in such a good mood, you can just tell people no, because you're just good. I don't need it, I'm all good. I don't need it, I'm good. I don't need it, I'm good. I don't want it, I'm good. Someone hands you you just had lunch and then someone hands you a super juicy cheeseburger and you would have eaten it, but you go, I don't need it. I'm full. That's a very loving feeling. That feels very loving to me. When I can turn something down, so I'm already blessed, you know? Just let's sit with that feeling for a second. Sink down to the bottom of that feeling and unclench even the love. Let go of everything. Love is letting go. Oh, you know, there's a part of me that wants that music to stop, and then there's a part of me that actually doesn't want that music to stop because it's giving me something to kind of distract or shift my focus to whenever the feelings get hard. And then there's a little space. I can only feel it here and there, or I can just let go of both the wanting and the don't wanting, and can just be okay with it as it is. You know, if I don't call this Latin music, if I don't call it music, if I couldn't call it sound, and I had to just sit with it for what it is, this would be okay. So the final part of this, as you can see, that was literally going through just one of the 10 categories here. So I encourage you to, on your own, go through the other 9 categories and see what comes up for you. Because this really is everything your ego is doing in your mind. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to learn to let all that go. But for the next 10 minutes of class, let's end here with this love meditation. Let's start with love. Think of something you love. It can be a person, place, thing, activity, idea, something you would say, yes, I love that. And use your imagination to really see yourself engage with that thing you love. Excuse me. So let yourself really feel it. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Love. Think of something you love. You know, a really nice sunny day by the beach. a really tasty margarita. Seeing somebody just give you a really bright-eyed smile, happy to see you. Something you love, something you love, and really put yourself there. Really let yourself experience this feeling. Okay, sun, smell the sea air, the sand between my toes. I can feel the heat on my shoulders and my head. And just know that this is what love feels like inside of you. This is what it is. This is your love. The beach ain't here. Well, I can't speak for you, but I'm not at the beach right now. So this love didn't come because of the beach. It came because I thought about the beach, which means the love is here inside of me all along. Go to something you don't love. Think of something you really, go to a place in your body where you don't feel love. And just allow yourself to fill yourself up with love. Allow you to go everywhere in your body. Let it fill yourself up with love. Just open up, let go into this feeling of love. Love, compassion, letting go. Okay, let's try another one. Success. Success. Think of something that's success. What comes up for you when you think success? I imagine just Scrooge McDuck swimming through gold coins. Success, abundance, prosperity, wealth. I see Jesus handing out loaves. The fishes, the fishes, loaves and fishes. The fish never run out of the ocean. There's always an endless, the wine. He turns the water into wine. Prosperity. What's an example of abundance in my own life? I think about all the times my students would give me hugs. I think about all the times I slept with books. I had so many books I read in my lifetime. I've slept with more books than men. I gotta say, that's quite an accomplishment. So, an abundance. That's two abundances right there, actually. Well, there you go. Prosperity. Prosperity. Wealth. Success. Whatever you feel is recognized. This is what success feels like inside of you. This is your success. Let the feeling grow. Let it get bigger and bigger. Let it go to all the places where you don't feel success. Maybe the places where you feel failure, no abundance. And let those places fill up with the feeling of success. Hey, what would a total success be? It would be you filling yourself up with this feeling. Like, when you see like Bill Gates or Bezos Elon Musk on the cover of Time magazine. He's just standing there like, I'm a success. That's you. It's you up there on Time magazine right now. You as the huge success. Or whatever success is for you, you know? Whatever it is, just sink into this feeling and let go. Oh. And you know, if you can love yourself through whatever you're dealing with in life, you are a success. I mean, even if it all falls apart and you're alone and eating out of garbage cans in a tent and sleeping on the sidewalk, if you love yourself, I mean, if you really love yourself, and you're willing to love yourself through everything you go through in life, you'll be all right. I tell you what, you can have everything. And if you don't love yourself, you won't be all right. You can have the house. You can be Elon Musk and have all the money and the house and the car. And you can have all of that. And if you don't love yourself, you will not feel all right. You know, I gotta say, there are people who are homeless or people who are in prison who I think are probably happier people than some of us walking around free with stuff. That's a whole different definition of what success is, right? Okay, next one. Let's try another one. Happiness. 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 See what comes up for you when you think happiness. Happiness, peace, comfort, goodness. Happiness. The smiley face. Goodness, comfort, peace. When I think of comfort, I immediately think of a baked potato. Lots of cheese and sour cream on it, butter. And when I think of peace, I think of what I'm trying to do right now as I hear all this music. Can I make peace with this music? This music's very upbeat. You know, I realize I could complain about it, but then the moment I don't judge it, when I stopped trying to judge it, what I heard was people joking. I heard people joking. I heard a DJ saying things about boyfriends and women. I can't see where this music's coming from either, but I heard a DJ saying something about boyfriends and women and making jokes. You know, the moment I stopped judging it, it was something that I could be happy about. It's interesting. I still don't particularly like this music, but I had a moment where I suddenly didn't want to fight it anymore either. I didn't argue with it. There was peace there. So that feeling, whatever that feeling is for you, that is your peace. Allow that feeling to get larger and larger in your body. Let it go into all the places where you don't feel peace, where you don't feel comfort, where you don't feel happiness, and let those places experience this feeling of peace, happiness, comfort, goodness. Let all the places where you hear this mariachi cumbia music, let it fill it up with peace, happiness, upbeat, high energy happiness. Okay, next is freedom. Freedom, openness, space, expansion. What comes up for you when you think freedom? comes up for me is I see slaves just escaping, just running away. People breaking chains, people walking out of prison. Freedom. Freedom. I see somebody with a gun just like running towards something, trying to escape something or run towards something. Space to run. Freedom. Freedom. Let yourself feel your feeling of freedom inside of you. Open up to it, expand that feeling. Go to all the spaces where you don't feel freedom. You might feel closed down or tight or not open. And open those spaces up too, to this feeling of freedom inside of you. Those spaces really deserve to feel this feeling. They've been through enough. Oh. And that brings us to our final one. Joy. Joy. Joy, like this music. Joy, inspiration, surprise, excitement, anticipation. Joy. What brings you joy? What brings you joy? Seeing people dance, cutting a rug myself. Seeing people take the time to help others, that brings me joy. Redeems my faith in humanity. Across the street right now, there's two men smoking a cigarette and just talking to each other. And I don't know, right now in this moment, just seeing two people try to discuss something, have a private moment together, share closeness even. They're smoking together too, they're doing the same action. I gotta say, it inspires me. It's inspiring. Hey, you know, you don't see a lot of people super close all the time, right? Thank you, coronavirus. So how nice I would be able to pause and take in this moment. Joy. So whatever that feeling of joy is for you, let that feeling grow. Let it grow, expand, let it fill your whole body. Let it go to all the places where you don't feel joy, where you don't feel inspired, where you're not excited or full of anticipation. All the places maybe that feel dull and lifeless. Go into those places and let them experience this feeling of joy, if maybe only for the first time. Let this feeling of joy fill your whole body. Okay, so with that that is the end of our class and the fourth of our advanced series. Okay, so this could have gone in all sorts of places. So please take good care of yourself. Please practice, please practice these things. Like all the exercises, please practice. Nothing is a one and done. Getting in touch with your feelings takes work. I should tell all of you, this is actually only the maybe third time I've run through this exercise, because this is the newest of all of them. And I'm amazed at how much still came up for me. So I think when this class is over later today, I am going to sit down with these categories and do some more of this meditation, because I think I need it for me today. Okay, so take care of yourself. And then the regular series, the beginner series, will begin next month. That's right. And it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be really simple. It's about getting in touch with your feelings. And we get to like talk about, really kind of like intro stuff and build over time. And I'm really, really, really super, super looking forward to it. Okay. So if anybody has problems with their feelings or anything, please tell them about it. Invite them to come, spread the word. And yeah, let's all do our part to make the world make the world a better place. Let's all do our part to make our world a better place by getting in touch with how we feel. Okay. You are much appreciated as well. And and thank you so much for saying that. My match is out there. In this moment, my match is you. And in this moment, that is good enough for me. Okay. So with that, thank you so much, so much. And I will see you all next week. Have a nice week. Have a nice weekend. Take care of yourself. And from my heart to yours, I will see you next week. Okay. Bye. Hey, hold on. I just want to take a moment and say how sweet that he wrote that. Hang in there. You're a great person. Your match is out there. Oh, thank you so much.